Hey, welcome back to another episode of Yellow Shot Builds. Sorry we've taken a few weeks off, guys. Appreciate you hanging tight, waiting. Kind of taking some time off to reassess, reevaluate, and see what we got going on and what's next. But we are back. We're going to start making some more episodes here. Today is a shop update video. So I'm going to be updating you guys with the projects we have and what's going on in the future and everything else going forward. Neighbor decided to start mowing his lawn when it's like 39 degrees out. Whatever. First, V6 Mustang, which I know a lot of you guys are subscribed to watch the V6 Mustang. It's been a fun project. We've enjoyed it. It's been a huge headache. I know Sean's about ready to throw the thing into the river, but we're almost there. We're close. We got some updates coming forward with that. Sean's got a little surprise. He may or may have not purchased something that's going to be a little wild for the car. I'll let him explain that, but it is much needed. Kind of goes with the Hot Wheels theme of the car, if you will. We're excited for that. And then once we get, which we think is the MAF, is the problem. We have an upgraded MAF. Then we're gonna have to wait, get it retuned by Eric. That's gonna take some time. He's super busy, so that's gonna be kind of pushed off to the side for now, but we'll get back to that one. Secondly, please drop a comment below. Tell Marco to get his shit together. He needs to get his IS300 together. He's been slowly putting together this 2JZ, and we're all tired of seeing it just sitting around. He's using my engine stand to put his motor together, so I need my engine stand back. I got a motor I want to put together too. So Marco, get your freaking car together. I guess probably need to explain a little bit more. He has I think it's 2004, 2005 IS300 black automatic. Had a locked up seized motor, got it for really cheap. Got another motor, he's been building that. He's been putting non-VVTi GE internals, rods, pistons, head gasket, got the head re-machined. So we had watched some local guys, MA Builds. I'll put a link to their page, you guys go check them out. They turboed an IS300 and used the return line fuel pressure regulator as kind of the regulating the fuel and a boost controller, if you will. God damn it, fucking neighbor. Anyways, hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. I didn't realize he was going to be mowing his yard this time of day at 39 degrees out. Anyways, MA Builds. Left the stock ECU, put all the sensors in, and let the stock ECU basically regulate with the fuel pressure regulating with the more air, and it worked. I think they made almost 300 horsepower with it. So Marco's going to do a similar thing, kind of let that be. But anyways, hopefully we'll get an update. I know he's got the engine mostly together. I know he's still waiting on some random parts, but Marco, get the goddamn car together. I guess third, my car, the IS300, really the only thing I'm going to be changing, exhaust system, and I'm going to gap the spark plugs a little bit tighter, and just a few other little cosmetic things here and there, but nothing too major. So that one's done. I want to be able to drive that thing in the spring, so I'm not going to mess with it, because I know if I do mess with it, it's going to create another snowball effect, and I want to drive the car. So we're going to leave the IS300 alone. Sean with his cars, I mean, not a whole lot of big upgrades, or updates, I should say. I know he's got his 535D that he's doing some cosmetic stuff to, so I'll let him do a future video on that. He's got some cool stuff going on with that. 4Runner's still doing good, holding strong. I mean, I think that's, out of all of our cars, that's probably the tried and true, been the longest running, no issues. So fingers crossed on that one. Honda, we bought an EG hatch. Well, Sean bought an EG hatch a while ago. Super clean car. Got it for cheap. It was non-running. We towed it. It's super clean, super stock. We just don't think it's the right car to build, even though we're probably never going to come across another clean EG like that. We don't have a ton of money laying around to be able to build it, and we don't know if the market right now is really high for stock cars. So if you have a stock clean car, we're seeing more money go for cars. So we're thinking we might just push that one down the road, let somebody else build it, chop it up, do whatever. It is sad because Sean's really wanted to build one of those EGs and do something crazy with it again. But I don't know, we'll see. That one's been kind of hanging off on the side. He did get it running, it was just a distributor. I think he went over that in an earlier video. So but yeah, that car has just been sitting, so we're not really quite sure. We think we can get a good chunk of money for it, so we'll see. I'll let him make that decision. It's his car. If you have been paying attention to this video, you can see behind me here, I got a new project. 325 IS, factory 5-speed, factory LSD. It's got some cool little options back in 1990 with the map lighting on the mirror, sunroof, all power options. I think it had sport interior at some point, but somebody swapped out and put sedan seats in. It's really annoying, but it is what it is. If somebody was intelligent enough, this would probably be a parts car. I'm not. I feel there's a challenge to try and get this thing back on the road. I bought it not running. I don't know how it runs or drives. Apparently it does. Apparently he dailied it for the last 3 or 4 years. So, but it has been sitting for a while. It's got water everywhere, mold everywhere. So I've got interior, cleaning everything, going through everything. It is a project, but I got it for really cheap. So here on the channel, we're all about cheap cars. Hopefully we can turn it into something. I would like to leave it stock-ish, because once again, back to where the money's at. Back in the day, probably almost 10 years ago, I used to flip these cars, make a good chunk of money, and back then they were crazy. So the market's even crazier right now. So the fact I got this for really cheap, next to nothing, it's one of those things where I feel like I should just fix it and go forward with it. But I don't know, we'll see. That being said, I also have a 2JZ laying around. Be kind of cool to put that in. That's gonna take a shit ton of money. I don't know. So I'm really back and forth, not really quite sure what I want to do. It's all about money. It comes down to money. So what are we gonna do? Spend a shit ton of money on an old car? I don't know. Seems dumb, but who knows? Maybe we'll do it. Unknown miles, different cluster that's in it. The Carfax shows that it was salvage at some point, so it is what it is. Not really sure, you know, if there's still gonna be a ton of money left in it when I'm done, but we'll see. But it's got a lot of cool stuff. I want to try and save it, so you know, drop some comments below. Let me know. Should I start putting this thing back together? Should I part it out? Should I not do any videos? Do you guys want to see videos? You know, leave some comments. Let us know. As far as kind of updates and projects, I mean, I think that's about it. So this car, it's got a real sweet spot in my heart. It's probably my top 5 favorite cars I've ever owned. Back in the day, I used to have an E36 M3. I take it on the track. These things do amazing out on the track. So I don't know, it's got a real sweet spot in my heart, so I want to try and save it. You know, making smart financial decisions. Yeah, definitely not us. Here we are. Yeah, we'll continue forward and see what happens, but thank you guys for hanging tight. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that like button, and we will catch you guys on the next video.